Sharing my story with inner city youth is it's very, very important to me. I would say it saved my life if I can think about it in many other ways. But it's very, very coming out of Navy. When I get into the garden or into the farm setting, it's like I'm in this world of happiness and fun or adventure. I'm just moving around, moving dirt, investigating plants. It takes me away from all the stress that I would have as a veteran, young African American guy, 19 years old. And when I told him I had my own farm, he was like, "Whoa, whoa, are you for real? You're kidding me, right?" And I said, "Nah, I would love you to come and check it out." Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. Don't be afraid to get your hands in the dirt, because this is where life comes from. Farming has always been a part of my life. It's mainly my grandfather was a rubber farmer back in Liberia. And the war struck in our country, and we ended up in a refugee setting. And farming really got super important at that time now, because we were getting certain rations from the government, from Ghana and other countries that were helping us out. But these rations were not enough. They were not able to sustain us. What they call nutritionally. I think it's a big problem that we're having. There's a lot of youth out there, a lot of African American youth really don't understand where the food comes from at all, because they don't get a chance, or they don't get a chance to get out of their communities to see these gardens or to see these farms. But I can guarantee you that if you're able to get your hands in the dirt, and if this is something that you really want to be a part of, you'll be fruitful and multiply. Just being able to take what I know and what I understand about farming and what it's done for me in my life out into the inner city, so that the younger generation can understand where the food comes from. That to me is a very, very important part of what I'm doing here at Bee Valley Farm. This was an experiment that we tried out this year to see if we were actually going to be able to grow peanuts, because our focus here at Bee Valley is garlic and potatoes. Garlic does not always want to be grown in the same area, and since peanuts is a good thing to charge up your soil, after you remove your garlic from the ground, you put in some rows of peanuts. It charges up the soil, you get a crop out of it, and then the next thing you do, you put garlic right back in that soil again. Companion planting, strawberry and peanuts all day, baby. That's how we do it here at Bee Valley Farm. All right, so this is your, not your sweet potato, but your regular potato. So how you get this to keep making more potatoes, as the plant starts coming out of the ground like this, you would put these node leaves and cover them up with dirt. Because every time you do that, that node leaf that I just covered up is going to turn into a potato. So you bring it down like this, cover it up with dirt. So this is a strawberry plant, and basically this one plant sends out runners. This is a runner right here. It's another runner. And each of these runners are basically new plants. So if you wanted to propagate this plant to get new strawberry plants out of this plant, you would take each runner out of here and you would cut this right at here. And basically, I would do this right now, in fact, so you can see it. I cut this out. New plant. I take this and I dig a hole and I put it in there. And this becomes a new plant. If you did this, it's really hot right now. You want to do this when it's cooler, because this is not going to survive. And a lot of the times, what people end up doing is that you wait for this to actually make a layer root, like a root right here. So root, put that runner into the ground, get a brand new strawberry plant. That's how you make a strawberry plant. I'll come check on this one here later on today and see if it's still got some life in it. You see all these cool yellow flowers? Now these yellow flowers, right, as they come up, they turn around and they go back down into the ground. I mean, peanuts is just not something that people are growing in San Diego. It's it's not something that we're saying, okay, but it's a niche crop for us here at Bee Valley Farm, because if we're able to grow this in San Diego here fruitfully, we will be able to make a lot of money here in the local market for restaurants or vendors that want to be able to use these in different other recipes that they want to use them for. Especially with this whole farm to table movement here in San Diego, we would really love someone to use our peanuts.